guys, good morning. I am going to show you really quick how to do ruffles on the side of a cake. If you're bored and you want to do it with me, come on along. I just have some pink fondant and I'm going to put a little cornstarch on it. It's my little puppy. I'm going to roll this pretty thin, kind of like I would do if I was going to do flowers. You could use a circle cutter. You can use the back of one of the big piping tips. But for this purpose, I'm just going to use this one. I kind of think this is a good size. Don't go too small because you're going to just make more work for yourself when you're putting the ruffles on the side of the cake. So just cut out a bunch of these circles. And then I'm going to put them into a plastic baggie, just to kind of keep them moist for now. Oops. Excuse me. Alright, so I have a plastic baggie right here. I'm going to just lay them in here, and I'll just leave one out or leave a couple out. No, like one out at a time. Anyways, you can use one of these ball tools, or you can use the back of one of your rolling pins, the mini rolling pins, or whatever you have, because this actually has a really good surface. So just make sure you have a little cornstarch on your hand. Put your flower down, or I'm sorry, your petal, and just, you want to thin the edges. So you want to thin the edges. I'll do that one with this, and just grab the middle. You're basically thinning it out and kind of cupping it a little. And essentially, let me thin this other edge over here a little more. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to basically fold it over. You can fold it over in any kind of haphazard way. It doesn't have to be perfect because these ruffles are just not that. This cake in particular is covered with ganache, and I actually put a little bit of chocolate Italian buttercream on the outside just to make it kind of stick. And so you're going to start the process and just lay this on there. Make sure the back end of it is stuck, and then you can kind of play with the ruffles in that way. I'm going to do another one here, except I'm going to use this ball tool just so you see how I did that. Just a little cornstarch. Just go around the edges. Again, these don't have to be super uniform as far as how you are rolling them out. Not how you're rolling them out, how the edges look and all that, because it doesn't matter with this. So you can also bend it over if you want and fold it over this way, and then just kind of flare out some of the edges. I'm going to put this one here. Okay. And let's do another, just so you see the process. Fold it over. I just kind of do like, oh, I like that. It doesn't matter. Whatever you like. And you're going to start like filling in the gaps. Don't mind my dog outside barking. And so you're just going to start filling the gaps and playing with the layering of the ruffles and how they fall over. Let's do another. That's why you need the cornstarch. Okay, I'm going to fold it over. Okay. And I'm just going to keep on filling in the gap. The side of your cake doesn't have to be like super ultra perfect, straight sides and all that. It's preferable, obviously, but for this purpose, you're going to hide everything with the ribbons, so you're not really going to see it. In this particular cake, I made it and put it together. I assembled it, I should say, yesterday, and I kind of didn't like the height of it, so I had to add more to the bottom. That's why this one looks a little bulky here. I don't know if you can see it. It looks like but I'm not worried about that. Trust me, you're not even gonna see it when it's done. So I'm just gonna do more of these, and I'll come back shortly and show you what it looks like when a whole side. Hey guys, welcome back. So I got pretty far with this ruffle cake, as you can see. Just got this little part to do, and I'll go ahead and I'll do that with you. But if you notice, I went ahead with, in the beginning, well before I put these ruffles on, again, just to kind of recap, this is a chocolate cake with chocolate ganache, and I put a layer of fondant on top, and I trimmed it just to size, and then I just put, I have a thin layer of Italian buttercream on the side, just to kind of give me more of a sticky surface. If you don't have, if you already covered your cake with fondant, you can just maybe spritz it with a little water. I chose not to add fondant to the sides because all these ruffles, I don't want fondant on top of fondant. You know, a lot of people don't really even eat the fondant, so I just didn't want it to be overkill. And in all honesty, we seem to have pretty good coverage. If you see here, we have pretty good coverage, and putting a layer of fondant on the side really would have been wasting product. So I have a whole baggie filled right here, filled with my circles that are cut out, as you can see here. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is just finish this side with you. So again, I'm just bending these over, twisting them around through my little circles, and I'm just putting them to kind of fill all the little gaps. A little puffy. There you go. And again, just smoothing out the edges so they're not big and thick and bulky. And a little cupping action to the middle of it. And just, you can scrunch them up, or you can fold them over into, just play with them to make it however you like it to be. The beauty about this technique is it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because every one of these little ribbons is, you know, they're placed on there individually, so they don't have to be perfect, and that's the beauty of this. So I'm going to keep on going. Just kind of bear with me while I do this, and I'll probably speed this up a little for you. My final one, yay! This did take me a couple of hours to do, honestly, so when someone complains about how much you charge for a cake, just let them know, listen, I put each one of these little pieces on here individually, so it does take time. All right, and so there you go. You have the completed cake with ruffles. And I'm gonna put this one together and I'll show you how it's gonna come out. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This is the final product, how it came out on the side and with the 2 layers.